What are you going to do today? Are you going to do the same thing today you did yesterday and expect a different result? Change what you think, change what you do, and tomorrow will be different from today. You know why it's so simple for me? Because I have a lot of experience. You can only change your tomorrows by changing yourself today. All right. Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. The Power is Within podcast. And tonight we're going to be talking about party favors, party girls, 304s, and the consequences or the benefits, maybe, if you like, about that lifestyle. But first, let me introduce our panel.
I'm Claude, I'm 20.
I'm Brett, I'm 15.
I'm Henry, I'm 18.
And on camera, Frank.
17.
17. He's our tech man, feeding his face with McDonald's trash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dying. He wants to have a young death. Die young and leave a beautiful corpse. Okay. I had this video here. Can you pull this up, Frank? It is called... okay. Well, I need my computer.
I'll go back.
Anyway, well, we can start off here while he's looking for that video. So what do you guys think about party girls? What exactly does that mean when you say party favors? You call them? That's the new lingo for it. What does that mean?
Well, I got something to say first. So nowadays, party girls are pretty much the girls that just run around and kind of sleep with every dude that they go meet up with from like either parties or just hangouts.
I guess personally for me, Mark taught me the word party favors. Party favors are the girls that you bring to the club and you look good with. They make you look good. The girls that are around you, but those are also the girls that are messing around with other dudes, and I guess you would say twerking on other guys as well. Yeah. So that's what party favors would be.
Claude?
Pretty much just girls that want to live the single lifestyle and drink without realizing the fact that it starts to damage them in the long run. They keep doing it over and over.
Right. Well, back when I was running around, a party girl was kind of similar, but we really didn't have too many party girls. But I have seen a lot of party girls as time has went on. Many of them start out at a young age, and unfortunately, by the time they're some younger than this, but we'll say 18, 19, or 20, or they go to college and come back, they look terrible. The alcohol and the drugs and that party life and all the other things that go with it seems to wear and tear on a girl's appearance and physique more so than it does a man. Have you guys found that to be?
Yeah, I've noticed that too, especially with a lot of my group, my age group, I guess, my generation, and Frank's generation too. I've seen a lot of girls, Frank showed me and Paulina showed me as well, it starts to wear on them more than it would a guy, for example, because, their beauty, women are more delicate, I guess you would say, and when they drink more and they party more, it takes a toll on them more than it would a guy.
Right. And the problem I see is most of them don't realize that when they're doing it. It's fun. They're having a good time. And I've heard girls say of late that I've gone out with, oh, everybody does it. Well, everybody doesn't do it. But a lot of girls do. And they think they can go out and party like men and not have and have the same results or not suffer consequences. But something about it, like we say, women are more delicate. It just takes a toll on them quicker than it does men. I don't know why. I didn't make the rules. That's just the way it is. But they don't realize that until it's too late. To say nothing about the fact if they're a 304, that makes it harder for them to have a satisfying relationship later on. That's statistically proven that women with, I think it's more than 5 partners, sexual partners, have a hard time pair bonding and a more difficult time having a satisfying, fulfilling relationship. I don't really know what it is, but it will do the same thing to men, but for men they have to have a lot of different partners before it affects them the same. It just goes back to men and women are different. It's just the way it is.
With that too, I want to add on. That's the thing. It's like they don't realize that it's happening to them when they're drinking, everything like that. They don't realize that it's taking a toll on them, because you look in the mirror every day, you don't really see a difference because it's
Right.
continuously happening. Like, for example, if you work out, you look in the mirror, you don't see the muscle that's building up. But if you do it for 3-4 months, then you see it eventually, but you don't realize that it's building up.
Right.
Yeah, and another thing to add on to that is, like, they want to live that lifestyle of partying, and they're like, women have value. Like a lot of women, basically all women that are good looking have a high value. But if they decide to start doing that, and living the party lifestyle, living the garden tool lifestyle, then their value goes down, not only within looks but within future partners.
Right. And they think they can hide it because all girls want to be known as a good girl. And if you ask a girl how many sexual partners she's had, she's never going to give you there may be rare outlier cases where they'll tell you, but 9 times out of 10, they are not going to tell you because they know that lowers their value in the eyes of men.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to have a high value in the eyes of men. But the deal is, and we've spoken about it before, is that you can tell. There's certain things that a woman who's been with a lot of men does that a woman who has not been with a lot of men doesn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So let's, you got
That
this
is
right?
correct.
Let's, it was kind of loud before. I found this video. We can't hardly see it. Go ahead and turn it on. He's talking about this girl that was partying. She's discussing it. I thought this was good.
And before we start this video, another thing about it is, you can tell it starts to affect them the more makeup they wear. That's how they try to cover
Yeah,
it.
that's true too. Okay, Frank, play it.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. The consequences of being a 304 in your 20s.
I don't know this guy,
Don't
but-
know what a 304 is? Take a calculator, type in 304, and turn it upside down. For all you ladies out there in your 20s, pay close attention to this video.
I'm really struggling with the idea of a relationship. Like, on one side, I really want to be in a relationship. I really want a boyfriend. I really want to be loved. I want the consistency. But then on this side, I really want to be a whore. I love the freedom that I feel. I love being able to have the freedom to hook up with whoever I want to if I choose to. I love being able to talk to men, flirt with men, whoever I want to. I love not having to worry about the drama that comes in with relationships, the petty argument, having to worry about how somebody else's day was. I not ready for the pressure of a relationship. But then I want to be loved. I want to give somebody love. I want to spoil someone's son.
Frank,
I want to go on vacations.
stop it.
I want to have extra babies. I want to get married. I want to buy a house. But then at the same time, that seems so...
So there you go. She wants her cake and eat it too, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that. Everybody does. Wouldn't we like to have it both ways? She talks about wanting to be loved and wanting a relationship, and then she wants to have kids, but yet she wants to be able to go out and party and just be with whoever she wants to. But you can't have it both ways. It just doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Comments?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they build, for example, her. She's probably, it seems like she doesn't have a relationship, so she probably has a very high body count. And when she finds a dude, he's just going to want to hook up with her and not have some sort of, most high value guys are not going to want to have a relationship with her.
Anybody who can give her the type of life she wants. And most of these women want a rich guy, 6 foot tall, 6 figures, tall, dark, and handsome. And that's okay to want that, but that's like less than, 1% or 3% of the population. And then what do they got to offer?
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of baggage because they've slept with so many guys. Maybe they even have a baby by now, and they want this high value man. And a high value man, someone who's taking care of himself and has got a good income. He's looking for someone who doesn't have all that baggage. He doesn't want to take on somebody else's responsibilities of a kid.
Exactly.
And he certainly doesn't want somebody who's been with a bunch of men. I mean, if you ask any woman, say, I got an iPhone here, a brand new one. Would you rather have this one or this one who's been used by 15, 20, 30, 40, and 50 people? Because they get the numbers up there like that. Now, of course, she's going to take the new one. Well, that's the way men look at women, like that iPhone. We don't want a woman that's been with 10, 15, 30, 40, 50, some even more than that. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing about that is that you want to live that lifestyle, but you also want to love somebody. You're going to have a harder time finding somebody that you want to give that love to if you're living that party lifestyle, because there's consequences to living that lifestyle. You know?
Well,
Go ahead.
well, and that's the thing too. Is like it's different for women and men because, like you said before, men they have to put out the work. You know what I'm saying? They actually have to, and that makes them seem more, I guess, top tier, whatever you want to call her, alpha, because they can get the women. Women, all they have to do is say yes, and it lowers their value. You know, it doesn't make them seem so, I guess, special or
Exactly. It's like a woman gives up,
Mhm.
and a man has to get, and a man has to put out. If a man's been with 50 women, he had to put out some effort, and he's got to have something inside of him, some game or something. If a woman's been with 50 men, all she's had to do is say yes. Really, that's even if she's not even attractive, she can still get somebody to have sex with her. As opposed to a man, if he's not attractive, he better have some damn good game. And I've seen some men that aren't very attractive that have damn good game, and they can pick up girls the same as a tall, dark, and handsome guy. So yeah, a man has to have some skills. He has to have something, and he has to put out some effort. He can't just walk into the bar and say yes, and the girls are going to come up to him. Hey, can I take you home? No, it's not that way. So that's another aspect too. The man has to work for it. The woman doesn't have to.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, for example, me and Claude were talking about this one guy earlier. He's got a lazy eye and everything like that. But you know who I'm talking about,
yeah.
But he has game like nobody I've ever met.
And
You
a
know,
lot of people would let that. Nobody's going to like me because I got this eye and it looks kind of fun.
and he's tall, skinny, like not super attractive, but like he pulls girls probably better than me. You know,
And that's what I'll say to you guys in the audience here. If you're a little overweight, of course, you can go to the gym and do something about that. Maybe let's say you're not very tall. You're 5'4", and you don't make a lot of money. If you got game, you know how to talk to girls, you can bypass all that. Game is number one, really. These other things are secondary to game because it doesn't matter. Yeah, if you have money, you may be able to get a girl that's going to sleep with you for money. But I know you want something more than that. You don't accomplish anything. Anybody can go down and buy a prostitute. But what people I see guys sometimes, and they will say, "Well, I'm not good looking, man. It's all about looks." Well, if you believe it's all about looks, guarantee you it's going to be about looks. But it's not all about looks. Game is the number one thing. Make money, muscles. I can't remember what they say. About that. But yeah, the game is the thing. I've seen it more times than not. And there's been times in my life where I wasn't on my game. I couldn't hardly pick up a girl. And other times when I was, and I'd get any girl I wanted to. It's about what you believe about yourself more than the inner game is the most important thing. It's just like in sports with Brado there. You know how that is. If you could be the best football player, maybe in practice. I don't know if you ever had this there, but it happened in the gym when I was boxing. There'd be guys who were great in the gym, but they get up in the ring, they couldn't fight.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that about. There's kids that peak in practice and then sit out the whole game,
They can't
or whenever
play.
they go in, they're
It's
just really bad.
It's because they don't believe in themselves. They get out there under pressure, and when the rubber hits the road, they can't perform because they don't feel like they're good. But when they're in the gym, they don't have the pressure on them, or on the field in your case. They don't have that pressure, and they perform. There's no pressure to perform, so they can do it. But it all comes down to the way they believe about themselves. That's why they can't do it in the game. Because if they had that belief, they would perform in practice plus in the game too. All right.
well,
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, for example, like Mark, you know, he's shorter than me, and we look almost like twins. People say, you know, but he pulls more girls than me, even though I'm taller than him. You know. And it's just his charisma and his attitude. And
Yeah,
the way
he's
he
got
talks.
the BS. I know.
Yeah, he's
a
good at
talker.
it too.
Anytime he's on the show, it's like, yeah, he can talk the whole show. He's always got something to say.
Yeah,
and that's what you got to do when you meet a girl. You got to have a line of, I call it a line of BS, but it's not really. I mean, I've bullshit with girls before, and they know I'm bullshitting, but it's fun. You're kind of joking around,
back and
saying
forth.
different
Yeah,
things. Yeah, they know it. You got to have some bullshit, just kind of to play a little game.
Yeah,
they like that. It's not like you're blatant. There are guys that blatantly lie, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about joking and carrying on. BS, we call it. Go ahead and play some more here.
Oh, boring. That seems like really boring. Like, why would I do that when I can burn the city down with my friends? Why do that when I can black out every weekend?
Go ahead and stop.
But I'm also scared because I'm like, what if?
Yeah, there you go. And hey, I'm sure that's fun. I know it is. I used to do that when I was younger. But here's the deal. What she doesn't know is the wall is coming. When she gets to, I don't know how old she is, but when she gets to be about 27, 28, 29, that old partying gets old and she's looking for somebody to settle down. You know what the most, you know what you hear the most from them women? Where'd all the good men go? They can't get a good man because guess what? They had a whole bunch of good men and they went through and they got ran through by him. And now they're wanting a good man, but the good men are out there wanting the 21, 22, 23-year-olds because they know they haven't been run through yet. She had her opportunity and she passed it up. chances of her getting a really good man after she's lived that party style, or the kind of man that they dream about, the Prince Charming, are slim. She may find a beta in waiting who couldn't even get a girl like her when she was younger because she wouldn't give him the time of day. So she'll settle for a provider, some guy to provide for her, and then she'll never be happy. She'll be dreaming about those alphas that she spent a few nights with or went out with for a week or two, and then, but they don't want anything to do with her now. They're going with the younger girls again. So
another thing too, like she said, she went to like black out every weekend or something like that. Well, that's the thing too. I've noticed with a lot of females when I've been at the club, they will black out and they'll go with some random guy. And what he'll do is, that's another body, and then he'll keep going every single weekend. That's one more body, one more body.
And I'll tell you what else it does. It lowers their self-esteem and their self-worth because they don't feel good about themselves when they do that. And like we said, because they know they're giving up. A man is getting, and a woman is giving up. So a man, when he does something like that, well, he may not black out, but even if he does black out, if he gets laid, he feels like more of a man. But in her case, 99% of those women like that would feel like less of a woman. God, when I got drunk last night and I had sex with some guy and I don't even know who he was. A guy does that. He'll brag to his buddies. But I was so wasted last night. I was blacked out, but I still picked up that hot
still
chick.
got a body.
And his buddy's like, yeah, man, you're the man. I mean, but is anybody going to tell her she's the woman? I don't think so. And women are the worst. I don't know if I can say that word. I won't say it. Slut shamers. Can I say that on YouTube?
I guess slut shame. Yeah, if you could say.
Slut shamers, they're a lot worse than men are. They'd be cutting, girl walks in to show, let's say you're at a party, girl walks in, look at that tramp. Look how she's dressed.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, too. It's like
she sleeps with everybody.
With women, too, it's like the most women that slut shame other women are their friends, their best friends. Like, let's say, for example, she goes out and sleeps with like 3 or 4 dudes. Well, if they get in an argument, she'll be like, well, that's why you slept with those other guys, this and that. It's mostly their best friends or closer friends, that's female or the girls that slut shame them.
I mean, girls are so competitive. I mean, they will cut their girlfriend's throat in a minute. I mean, I told you about when I was married there, and I had my wife's best friend was over. My wife went to the bed. It was back when I was quite the Chad, jerk, whatever you want to call it. My wife went to the bathroom, and her best friend was out there, and I'd be kissing on her best friend. I mean, no, it doesn't make me look too good, but
best friend, yeah.
But I mean, that's the way it was, and all her friends wanted to be with me, and I was with a couple of them. I mean, that's just the way it is.
I mean, actually talking about that, I want to speak on that part where you said that the friend would cut, her friend, what I mean, like cut her off completely. Well, actually, last night, I had a friend over, some girls, and one of the girls stayed here while the other one left because she wanted to, hang out for a little bit longer. Well, after that, the girl that left blocked her on everything. And she's like, imagine, doing that with the dude and thinking he still likes you. And then, she's like dissing on her right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They shame me. They shame their own friends,
I know. And then one of the things a woman does not like or doesn't want, their biggest fear is being called, I'll say a tramp instead of using the S word, but they don't want to be called that. But yet they want to live that lifestyle and still want to keep up the good girl appearance because they know that their value lies in maintaining the perspective that they are a good girl.
There's also the type of girls that will cut their friends down even though that they look better than them because they envy their friends or something like that. Because you see it in guys too, like say, for instance, one's like really good at sports, really good at getting girls, and another one that's not so good at getting girls, and he's like a school nerd, which is nothing wrong with being a school nerd, but he'll cut the athletic, the Chad down because he envies him in some sort of way.
And I was going to say another thing with females, too. It's like with party girls, like I said, they'll have their friends at party and everything like that. But once one female starts to kind of start messing around with a guy and they, start getting boyfriend, I guess, material, you would say, their friends start cutting them down because they want to have the friend to party with. They want them to be single, and they don't want to be single by themselves. They'd rather have the friend that's going to party with them. So.
Yeah, that's something I forgot about, too. A lot of times the girl's worst enemies to her happiness are her friends. She gets a good man, and they're saying they'll start hacking him and trying to get her to go party with them because they don't have anything, and they don't want her to have anything either. Yeah, because they're jealous.
And
I've even seen sisters do that to one of my ex-wives. Her sisters did that and helped her destroy the relationship.
And they don't even realize they're doing it. It's not like they purposely do it. It's not like they're purposely going out of the way to do it, but they don't want to be the only girl that, if they have friends, they don't want to be the only girl that's going to be partying. You know, they want more friends to party with them and have fun.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Eventually, if one of them wants, like, you know, find somebody and they want to settle down, they'll keep trying to reel them in. Like, no, like, come on, like, just party for a little bit longer, and then and goes from there.
Yeah, they'll try to get them to stay out. I've experienced this. They'll be out. Your girlfriend or your wife, as my case, is one of my wives went out with her sisters, and she wanted to come home. Oh, come on, stay a little longer. She's supposed to be home by 10. Oh, stay a little longer. Yeah, they would always think it. And of course, she gets home and there's a problem because, like, hey, you're supposed to be home at 10. And so, or she would call and say, well, they want me to stay a little longer. I said, well, you need to come home. And they're always trying to pull them down.
Yeah. And another thing I was going to say, too, I've seen a lot of, well, not a lot, but I seen this one video on Instagram where these females were like, and it's on TikTok a lot. They were like, he broke up with me, but little did he know that I was cheating on him the whole time, or something like continuous.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like that's the type of stuff. And they post this, you know, they willingly make themselves seem like garden tools, I guess you would say. And if they post stuff like that and another guy sees it, what makes them think they're going to find another good guy or a good guy?
I know, it's amazing. They post stuff or they get on.
They willingly do it too. It's not like, you know, they're just, you know, posting to make somebody else hurt.
They don't realize that that's forever. Once you put it out there on social media, it's not.
Yeah, because somebody could screenshot it or screen record it and post it on something else. And some guys I've also seen too, when guys get out of relationships, they work out and they start, you know, focusing on themselves. And females, they just go and get another body, I guess you would say.
Usually it's I've seen women get divorced and they lose a bunch of weight. So they can find another man, and they find another man, and they get fat again. I've seen that happen too. And I guess some men are the same way too. They break up, and then they start going to the gym, getting in shape, and then they get another woman, they get complacent again.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's continue here. We'll see what you got.
I never get in a relationship.
Ladies, if you decide you want to go out there and have fun throughout your entire 20s, you are playing Russian roulette with the remaining years of your life.
Yeah.
It's okay to go out there and have fun, but don't stay out there too long, or this is what you'll sound like in your 30s.
Yeah.
I am 37. Yes, I have twin daughters. They turned 14 this past Sunday. Yes. So
have you ever been married?
No, engaged.
So she's 37 years old, and she has two 14-year-old girls. So she had these children when she was 23. She's never been married, but she's been engaged twice. So what exactly was she doing in her 20s?
To be honest, in my 20s, what I was doing was just dating for fun. Dating, I'm going to be really blunt, dating like, you know, rappers, athletes.
Yeah.
Did you notice? She said rappers and athletes, plural, meaning more than one. How much you want to bet when she was seeing these rappers and athletes, she was giving it up? Because you and I know, those guys make a lot of money, and they have the pick of the litter. There's no way they're going to spend their time and their money on a woman that looks like this, and she says she's not giving it up. If she tells them she's not giving it up, they'll look her up and down like she's crazy and yell, next.
Yeah.
Because honestly, women that look like her are a dime a dozen to those guys.
And by time I was ready to sit down, I was already in my 30s, and I'm like, oh shit, like I've done give away my most precious years to just
go ahead and stop it, Frank.
And being on a scene.
Right there. She gave away her most precious, the years she had to get a good man. She was out there partying with rappers and athletes and doing you know what. And now here she is. She's she's 38 or something. Now she got two 14-year-old kids. What are the chances of her finding the kind of man she could have had when she was in her early 20s? But if she don't have a daddy, I bet she don't have a dad or a masculine father to tell her that. How's she going to know? So here she is. I mean, you can't go back.
I know that's the thing. That's what women don't understand. It's like they give up. I mean, like she said, her most precious years. That's their precious years, you know, to find a guy that they want to settle down with and have a genuine life with. And that I've noticed too with my ex, for example. She's 22, and I noticed she was ready to settle down once she's turned 21. You know, she's using her, I guess, quote unquote, you would say, precious years to find a good man.
Yeah. I had a woman, one of the women I was married to, we got married and she was pretty young, and then we ended up splitting up, or she got to running around, and she told me, you took all my best years. And it's like, no. So she thought she could go out and party and have a good time. And then what happened was, by the time she got older, and then she realized she had a good deal with me, but then it was too late. And then, I certainly didn't want her back. And then now she had to settle here just lately for another man that, and she settled. So that's what happens. They have those times in their life where they can get a good man or the kind of man they want, but they don't do it because it's almost like when you go to buy a soda and there's 17 different kinds of Pepsi. You can't decide which one to get. And if you get one, you think, well, maybe I should have gotten the other one. So they have such a choice variety that they think there's always going to be another one better or this one's better. So I don't want to settle for any one of them. That's where years ago you didn't have such a variety because we didn't have the internet and the options that we have now.
Well, one of the things you said, it's like when you were younger, you said that when you went to the gas station, you could get like a bag of potato chips. Maybe there's barbecue or something like that.
Barbecue or plain.
Yeah, it was the same thing with the girls that were around. You get, the girls that are there, you didn't have phones and everything like that. But now these women get so much validation.
Oh, yeah.
They have the barbecue chips, the Lay, everything like that. They have all kinds of options. And most of these options aren't the guys that they really want, but they build up an ego. And they think that they can have.
It gives them a false belief that they can have. I mean, if they got thousands of followers and they're getting 500 likes on a photo, they think that they get that validation. They think that they have so many options. When in reality, I'll just say it, guys like me, I don't like chicks' photos. I don't do it.
I don't do it either. Yeah.
Somebody that can give them a good life, like I can give a woman, and I have given women a good life. I don't sit around there and simp on women's photos and what the hell was that?
That was my phone. Sorry.
Simp on women's photos and like them, and I just don't do it. I got better things to do with my time.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like that's the thing. Some guys will turn on notifications for females just when they post.
Really?
Yeah, you can do that on Instagram. You can turn on notifications specifically, so when someone posts, it sends you a notification, and you can go and like their picture or whatever it happens to be.
Huh. Well, this woman in bad luck. I wouldn't say she's 38. Is that what?
37.
I mean, she's not a bad looking woman, but you got 2 kids in tow there, so they got a baby daddy somewhere. And I've been down that road, so I wouldn't recommend you going down that road. I've married a woman that had a kid,
and like you've said before, they will choose the kids before they choose their man.
Oh yeah. They put on a dating site. My kids come first. It's like, okay. Well, in a relationship, a man wants to know that his woman puts him above everything else. And most of these women don't even know that. They don't know how to treat a man. They don't know what a man really wants. They think they're pretty, and that's all they have to have. It's like the guy said there. What's his name? Raul. He said, women like that are a dime a dozen. There's beautiful women all over the place.
Yeah.
So, and beauty fades. That doesn't last long. A woman of worth is a rare find and someone you want to keep. And a man will, that's just it. A man will treat if he finds a woman that treats him well, takes care of him, and puts their relationship above everything else, he'll take care of her. He'll protect and provide for her. She don't have to worry about anything. And any success he has is going to shower down upon her too. So it's not like they really give up anything. It's a game, but they don't see it that way because they're taught to be these strong, independent career women. But you know how that goes. They get out there and get to working for the man. They're wore out. They can't work 8 hours a day and still have enough left over to be a good mother and a good wife.
Definitely, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, you want to find something like that, you get out of the country. That's where you really find that stuff. And from personal experience.
I talked to a guy in Ukraine that's over there helping in the orphanages. Mark Davis told me that he doesn't date American. He won't date American women. I really don't want to date American women either. I haven't for a long time. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but it would be. Because they're raised to be career women, strong and independent women. Like they don't need a man. Well, that'd be like saying we don't need women. Well, we don't need women to survive our life, but we cannot perpetuate our life without a woman because we can't have kids.
I was watching Kevin Samuels earlier, and he was talking about, okay, so you can have kids. You birth kids. He's like, what? That doesn't make you special. He was, being kind of,
right,
which made me laugh kind of. He's like, it doesn't make you special because any other woman could do it as well.
Yeah.
And all it takes for them to have kids before they actually have kids is have sex with some guy, which is pleasure and everything like that. Yeah. So I just thought it was funny what he was saying. So,
all right, let's see what else she's got to say.
And now that I'm in my 30s, I'm trying to date, and I really don't know what I like.
So here we have a woman who's almost 40 years old, and she doesn't know what she likes. Why do you think that is? It's because she's subjected herself to so many different personalities of men. She never got the opportunity to sit down herself and find out who she is and what's important to her. And that's what happens when you're in your 20s and you're out 304ing. And that's why it's so dangerous for a woman to have a lot of men come in and out of her life, especially when she's in her 20s.
Did you go to college?
Yes, that's where I met their dad.
Baby daddy in college. Why don't y'all marry?
He was a Kappa who was all about partying and
Good enough to have babies with.
Yes.
But
4 years,
did he want to marry you?
Is that
Yes,
Kevin?
he did.
That's Kevin
You
Samuels.
didn't marry him
Yeah, it
because?
because he was still trying to, even after college, he was still trying to party and be a Kappa, and I was the
Now, it's good that she came out of party mode early, which it seems that she came out of it by the time they were out of college. But the damage is already done to her because she doesn't know what she wants at 37 years old. But there's also another
Go ahead and
factor
shut it
here,
off.
which counts again.
All right. So, yeah, there she is. I didn't know it was Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah,
to
you can hear him in the
Kevin Samuels.
background.
Is that halfway through? I don't know. I don't know if we can play the whole thing or not. Is that?
Well, oh, shit, I lost my topic actually instantly right when I was about to say something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What's she talking about? I lost it. Go ahead.
Yeah, me too.
I thought we were at the end of the video, but we're not. We're just in the middle. I don't want to play the whole thing because I'm not really sure.
Oh, well, I know what I was gonna say. So I would say she was talking about messing around with a bunch of athletes and everything like that. She doesn't know what she wants because she doesn't want to settle down with a beta, I guess you would say, someone who is simple, who has a good job, makes money consistently, or anything like that. No guy that's an athlete wants a girl her age, I guess you would say. They don't want to settle down with somebody like that.
Right.
They want to mess around,
Well, that's the consequences of your actions. You got to face the consequence of your actions, but you got to have some empathy for them because they don't know. It's, part of the problem is you don't have a father in the house to tell them, or a mother that's halfway decent. Well, they say fathers keep their sons out of jail and their daughters off stripper poles. That's what happens. Frank, let's bring him back up again. Did you get rid of it? Yeah. Move it on down the. You lost it, didn't
I'm
you?
hitting behind Brado right now. Yeah, no, definitely.
Go ahead. Let's see what. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Stop it. There you go. We were talking about that earlier. The kind of guys that can give her what she wants, she's not going to find because they don't want a girl that's done been around the block, been with so many guys.
Like he was saying, she wants a guy with the biggest payday, 6 figures, six pack, and six feet.
Right.
She wants an alpha,
Mm-hmm.
a guy who's just so like top tier. She wants the like 1% type of guy, but
Yeah. But she's not 1% anymore.
Mhm.
In the world, virginity has been valued since the time began. Things haven't changed. The only thing that's changed is women have been told that they can go out and do what she does and still maintain their value in the eyes of men. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, you got what's those out there? Some of these women sell their virginity on the
yeah, they do
for
Yeah.
hundreds of
millions,
thousands
for
of dollars.
millions. Yeah.
So I mean, that in itself, if you have any logical mind, would tell you that okay, men value virginity a lot. So if I go out and sleep with a bunch of guys, then they're not going to value me very much.
I'll say in this day and age, like the most value a girl can have, because I don't know any virgins or anything like that. The most value a guy could have for a female, or a female could have for a guy, is low body count.
Yeah,
that's it. Like maybe 1 or 2 bodies. That's good. That's extremely good for most.
Nowadays, that would be good.
Yeah, because these females, they go around and screw with guys, and especially because they're so, I guess you would say, quote unquote, empowered. Like they're said, you have like females that are Paulina's age that have like 15, 16 bodies.
15 years old with 15 or 16 bodies. I know that was unheard of back when I was in the. I mean, I won't say it was unheard of. I do remember one girl that was on. She was on one of those talk shows with Maury Povich or Sally Jesse Raphael, and she'd been with over 100 guys. Good looking girl, and she wasn't but 16, I think, or 17. So, yeah, but it was rare. I mean, she was an anomaly.
Yeah, that's the thing. But nowadays, it's like even Paulina's told me and Frank's told me about some of the girls that talk to him and everything like that. They'll be like 15, 16, and they'll have more bodies than me,
Yeah.
But all they have to do is say yes, so it's like.
The thing is that once they start racking up that much bodies, and that's when they start to become local. Become the local woman, not the type of woman you want to sleep with, or not the type of woman you want to have a relationship with, but
just a one night.
And if you want to, get your rocks off, we'll say, you hit her up, she'll come right through.
Yeah.
Well, they like the attention, and they get the attention from men. It's not the kind of attention that helps them have a better life, though, but it makes them feel wanted.
Yeah.
A lot of times when a girl will break up with a guy, she'll go out and sleep with a bunch of guys because she wants to feel like she's okay. She wants to feel like she's wanted, especially if he rejected her.
Well, for example, Carl was telling me about this one girl that she broke up with her boyfriend. And what she get a train run on her or something like she caught another 3 bodies that one night. You know the one you guys were hanging out outside and so and so. Yeah. She go ahead.
She okay. So. I think, obviously she wanted to live that single lifestyle on all this and that. So we started hanging out. It was me and Braden. We were hanging out, and it was her and her friend. And obviously, we were gonna end up like doing something, end up sleeping with them. And so they start laughing. I'm wondering what they're laughing about. So I asked them like, "Oh man, like what's so funny?" So. The girl who was driving, she tells her friend, she's like, "Oh, tell him." They're like whispering, and I'm like, "What? Like, what happened?" She's like, "Oh my God, she had a whole foursome with these 3 guys," and I'm like, "Man, like, really?" And like, she's younger than me, like, she had gotten to train.
I think she was like what? She was going just into med school at the time.
She was. The one that was driving was going to med school. The other one was still in like high school, but she was like
16, 17, maybe going on 18.
But but pretty much it's like, they get broken up with and they think that catching another body is going to make them feel better. Well, I guess she figured, the more guys she got,
she'll feel 3 times.
Yeah, she
I'll do 3 at once. I'll feel 3 times.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, now it happened. It's like, and that's the thing. Eventually, she's going to want to settle down and find a husband, and maybe he asked her, what's the dirtiest thing you ever done?
Yeah, and another thing
she won't be doing those dirty things.
No, she won't.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I was gonna add about that is she's been hanging out with that one friend who drives around, and the one who drives around is slightly big, and because she's slightly big, I've seen her because I have her on Snapchat. She's been getting bigger. She's been gaining weight, a lot of weight. Like she's just as big as her friend.
Well, here, let me add on to that.
Like, I want to add something too.
Yeah. Okay. So that a little big friend, we'll call her, the one that drives around, she's been through so many dudes that she actually kind of changed her.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
She changed her. What would you say?
Her
sexuality?
No,
not sexual.
What she wanted. She changed her opinion on what she wanted. So pretty much
her preference.
Yeah, her preference. Yeah. So pretty much it's like what the females will do is like they'll be going through so much guys and the guys don't want them, so then they change their sexual preference and they'll start messing around with other girls or and they'll be bisexual or gay or lesbian, whatever it happens to be, and they'll be with this person. But when I've noticed with a lot of females that go for other females, they don't get the same, I guess, what's the word?
Feeling.
Yeah, the feeling, but it's more of like the ignorant feeling that a guy would give.
Yeah.
They like the excitement and
there's like how do I say it? I guess the full satisfaction is there. it's not there. There's things a man can give a woman that a woman couldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you
And
know,
that's the
there
thing.
could be
Another
two
thing
women
too with
dating.
that, like I just want to
They
add
have,
before.
they have toys at the
Yeah.
sex shop.
But I'll say that. I'll say this too.
Plastic.
Shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Probably some of them vibrate too. I mean,
Probably technology.
Well, speaking of that, well, that's the thing too. When women
do they
get
have rubber dolls for men too, for women.
they have more than rubber dolls.
No, they have
Yeah.
a lot.
They
They have a
have-
lot. They have men,
they have like
Talking about
female.
plastic dolls.
they have
Yeah,
like a
they
full
do.
body shape. Like there's like this body that has abs, but also has like.
the equipment.
Yeah,
I go to this one shop at Mid Rivers Mall, and
looking to buy toys, huh?
What are you doing in there, Chloe?
well, there's one called Spencer's. There's like sex toys there, and then there's also this one place called Haha Anime, and like you can buy comic books and all that sort of stuff, figurines. and
But you
shit.
skipped that store,
But-
didn't you?
Yeah.
But no, I've gone in there and I've seen there's these like long pillows with like a picture of an anime girl. These guys can't get a real girl, so they'll get the fantasy, like the fake, anime girl that's not real with like the big boobs, and they'll buy a pillow.
I think I've seen one up
So
there.
that's what you've been hiding
I wonder
from.
what
us.
that was.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say.
Camera,
We went to that. What was it that we went into?
You're
Hi-
echoing.
Spencer's.
Why is-
Oh,
You're
Spencer's.
echoing.
Oh no. But basically,
Oh, I can hear. Yeah,
it's
that-
probably
yeah.
this.
Oh, yeah, probably.
But basically, we went to the thing that Carl was talking about with the comic books and stuff. I felt uncomfortable going in there. I saw
Oh,
tails
yeah.
and stuff, bro.
Man,
Furries.
I've gone in there a couple times, so like I'm used to it. I just buy comic books there. But him, like anybody I've ever brought in there, they feel so uncomfortable.
Well, tell me this, you guys. Why do you think these? I mean, I have my opinions, but why do you think these girls are going out and sleeping with a bunch of guys? What are they?
Oh, well, personally, for me, I think that for one, they're trying to get this satisfaction and this ego, I guess, from other men. But all these guys want to do is just catch another body. For a guy, you sleep with a girl, it's like, oh, that's another body added to the count. But for girls, it's like, that's another body. It's bad for them.
Well, what I think it is girls are missing the excitement of necessarily not like. So what it could be is they want to go out and party to have that excitement that they're missing in their life. Say, for instance, they didn't have much fun, and they're like the really early ages. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but they could be doing it to have the excitement. That
They
they
get a lot of attention too,
Yeah.
don't they? I mean, I know how it was. I used to say you could be in a bar or a club or somewhere, and two girls come in. The one hot one that you want to go to bed with, and then the other one that you would take home to your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Two different kinds of girls, but they both get attention. But the attention the hot one gets is just for a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I was gonna say is, well, for starters, now what's it called? Finding a high value man, it's scarce. There's scarcity, like they're so hard to find nowadays. Not only that, but there are also some other women who want to do what men do, but at the same time try to find someone
Keep that
of
high value.
Yeah.
They want to be like, they want to live the lifestyle that men also live, but at the same time, I guess do better than men. But
Well, that's the thing too. Is like with like back to what Dad asked. Why are these women like sleeping with these guys? They want the, like Brito said, they want the excitement. They get all this attention from all these guys, and it doesn't. It excited them at
Yeah,
first.
negative attention is better than no attention.
They got all this excitement from guys. That's why they sleep with other men, because the thrill of it. When you first sleep with somebody else, somebody brand new, it's fun. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's brand new. Even if you don't know the person, it's just
Right.
you get a certain type of
It's
dopamine.
it's kind of like with women cheating or men cheating for it, whichever way it goes. Whenever you're keeping it secret, you get that excitement from not getting caught. You get the thrill of it.
It's
But whenever you get caught, say for instance cheating, you don't have that excitement no
Yeah.
more, and then you get broken up with. I don't know.
It's-
Betas will stay with them,
it's
but
the
you know that.
satisfaction of the fact that it's not right, and
Yeah.
you shouldn't be
Well,
doing it.
Right.
I think for women, it's just more of the excitement because they get so much validation, so much attention from other men that it gets boring. They want
Yeah.
some sort of thrill. They
Yeah.
want some sort of
It's like a drug almost. Yeah.
exactly.
that they get. That's why, like how you say and how you say, what's it called? You got to seem mysterious, because that's where they get the excitement and all that. That's where they get the thrill. And another thing is, Good example of that person, James Bond. James Bond.
Exactly,
he's the perfect depiction of what of the high value man that women want.
Right.
That's what he is. I mean,
Yeah.
James Bond right here.
Yeah, because he's so focused on his mission and his goals,
Yeah,
everything
exactly,
like that. And then women come secondary to what he wants.
Go ahead and let's play a little bit more. You guys having a seat problem over there? What's the deal?
No, he's trying to find his phone.
That's fine. I'll get it later.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, you talked about that, Henry.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, let's stop it there. There's a good point there. What I see so much today is women, they'll be married or they'll be in a relationship and they'll say, I just don't feel like I love him anymore. I don't guess anybody ever told them that you're not going to feel like you love him after about 3 months or 6 months. That's when the real love starts.
Yeah.
Real love is not a feeling. That's infatuation. But when the infatuation goes for these women, then they're like, I just don't. I love him, but I'm just not in love with him. It's like, so they end up like her, 37 years old. They don't have a man because they're looking for that to last forever. Mm-hmm. I mean, the reality is it doesn't. Sure, you can love someone in a deep, fulfilling sort of way, but it's not going to be that same. I always want to use enamorado, the Spanish word. It's like you're so just obsessively in love with them. It's just not the way life is.
Well, speaking of that too, it's like she's so used to the excitement from being with athletes and everything like that, and they're so focused on their goal that she feels like she's in love with him for 3-4 months or everything like that. But then she moves on to the next guy, and then she gets some guy that's, like she said, she wanted some stability from a guy. Well, if you're going to get stability from a guy after the 3-4 months, she's going to be bored. Exactly.
Well, one thing that I kind of like put together, not really, but at the first start of a relationship, you go through the honeymoon phase where you're obsessed with everybody, and then after that, the relationship slows down. Say, for instance, you get past it, you love or whatever. People have no longer that excitement of the first part of the relationship. So you could get married, put more excitement into it, and then after that, you don't have that excitement no more. I mean, either the male or the female could cheat, and then they get that excitement again of having thrill.
Yeah. Well, they still could have fulfillment, but not the excitement. You're just not going to have that. And we grow up in a culture that it's all about, it's got to be better.
Yeah.
It's got to be more exciting. You got to drive faster. Got to be a faster car, different phone. Everything's got to be different. Well, if you get a stable, steady man, if you want a stable, steady man, that's not different. Mm-hmm. Stability, steadiness is the same thing over and over every day. That doesn't mean they can't go out and have some fun or go hiking in the Grand Canyon or go parachuting or skiing. And then if you get kids in the mix, then yes, you have to. It's like my mom and dad. Every night they were home. Every weekend, they were home at same time for years and years and years. Now, a lot of women nowadays, that's boring for them. But that's how you raise stable kids that feel secure in their environment.
Exactly.
You have to do the same thing every day. That's like, I've been married 4 times, except for my first wife, which I screwed that one up. But the last 3, they admired me because I was successful. They wanted what I had. But the problem was, once we married, they didn't realize that they have to do the same thing every day over and over, and they got bored. And then they look for some excitement. Yeah. They want what you have, but they're not willing to do. Like that girl, she's pretty. My exes were all pretty. But once they get married, they're thinking it's going to be the same old party lifestyle. Not party, but excitement. But to have what I have, you got to do what I do. And what I've been doing, I've done every day over and over for years and years and years.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too, is it's like a lot of people in the U.S., American women, and a lot of American men, they overindulge in just pleasure, and pleasure can come from many things: sexual relations, or like making money or anything like that, or eating food.
Yeah,
I've noticed that's a big thing.
That's a big thing in the States.
They overindulge with that.
We have so many overweight people. Yeah, they seek pleasure and excitement, a thrill. That's why the sitcoms, TV shows, all that's so popular.
And that's the thing. They're trying to get rid of this. I mean, I've noticed it too. I've even had it myself. They want to not feel what they're feeling. So what they do is remove that feeling with pleasure. You watch a show and you're having fun, or you get distracted, or you eat, or you drink, or you smoke, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, it's an escape. All right, Frank, let's listen to what she's got to say here. Yeah. 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 True. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hey, go ahead and stop it. That's another problem with really pretty women is they don't want to cooperate. They're so used to having men fawn over them, even though they don't stay with them long. They fawn over them because they want something from them, and then they go, and then they expect every man to be that way always through the whole relationship, to give them whatever they want because they've had guys just betas chasing them and begging them for years, and then they just can't handle it.
Can I get a sip of your water?
No comments, folks?
I'm getting drained.
I was going to say, do we have any questions?
Do we have any questions in the chat? We got a few people in the chat. Do you have any questions?
Anybody want to ask anything?
Yeah, she's definitely good. I would go out with her if she was here, even though she got 2 kids. But I probably would. Her attitude, though, is one of entitlement, and she just thinks she deserves.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say the same thing.
I mean, she should have thought about that when she was younger, dating those guys that those high value guys. She had her opportunity then. But see, that's what they don't understand. They think it's never going to end. The difference between men and women is a man can hold his value long time because he is valued by his assets, and of course, he's valued by his looks too, but not near as much as a woman.
Yeah, another thing is, if a man takes really good care of himself, he can stay good looking for who knows how long. I mean, you're good looking. You're 61. You've been taking care of yourself for who knows how long. You see. But like,
good shape.
yeah, but if you start living the complete opposite lifestyle of what you live,
Yeah.
like they won't look super rough, but they won't be looking on the good looking side. But for women, it happens like that.
Yeah, men are
just
attracted
fast.
to youth and fertility.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just, even if I still would rather be with a fertile young woman,
Yeah.
I may want to have another kid or two. A lot of women say, "Oh, what are you thinking about having kids?" Well, I do whatever I want to. That's my business. This is where a woman, once she hits 30, half of her eggs 90% of her eggs are gone. Time she gets 40, it's almost impossible for her to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the chance of pregnancy, of having problems, the
And
high
they
risk
also have
pregnancy. So,
menopause as well.
yeah, so actually it's really difficult for them. We're just different. It always comes back to we're different. Men and women are different. This idea that the narrative they push that we're the same and women can have it all, they can have a career, they can have a family, they can have this. It's all bullshit.
It's
And they by the time they find out, it's too late.
Yeah, and speaking of how we're different, it's like there's women have their, I guess you would say, pros, and so do men, and they also
Yeah.
have their cons, and so do men as well.
Right.
We can't have kids ourselves, you know what I'm saying? They birth the kids and, they're pregnant for like 9
Right.
months, everything like that. But
All right, well, I got to go to a meeting. I'm going to be on Hot Dude Party tonight, so check that out. I will put the link in the description here if I can get it in there. That's at 9 o'clock. No, it's at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'll be on Hot Dude Party. Looking forward to that, and I'm going to go. Thanks for joining us, and I guess that's it. Let's wrap it up.